Welcome to Blue Cat Books. Yes, I am aware of what a Kindle is. No, we do not sell them here. Why? Let me ask you a question. Who makes them? Right. And where do you get the books for such a device? Exactly. So you can see why we wouldn't... More convenient? What's convenient about you shoving a knife into my back and slowly Look, I'm already scraping by as it is, but I tell you what, you let me sell the books, and I'll let you exercise your right to unfettered capitalism somewhere else. Yes. Okay. Thanks for dooming me to unemployment and a life on the street. Bye. Welcome to The Shelf Life, a sitcom about a small-town bookstore, the man who runs it, and the people who just won't leave him alone. The Shelf Life was filmed before a fake studio audience. What brings you here today, Mrs. Larson? You don't have any proposals for how I can run this modest bookshop even deeper into the ground, do you? Maybe open a subscription meat service or start a podcast? Everyone hates those, right?
Oh, hi, Mr. Charles. I'm looking for 2 books on my daughter's summer reading list.
The school year starts tomorrow.
You know, Sarah, I've been asking her about it since June, but she spent her summer reading those Fire of Something books.
Daughters of Fire and Fury. I watched one of her videos about it. So many jump cuts. It was like that girl from The Ring telling me to support my local bookshop. It worked, though. She ended up selling 2 more copies for me. I owe her a thank you.
She loves your store. I wish she loved it as much as school. Do you have the books she needs? 1984 and Brave New World.
I have every high school summer reading list for the surrounding towns. All the books you're looking for are on the table in the back. I can show you if you...
I'm going to walk around for a bit. I could use the break, you know?
Me too. Want to switch?
A customer? I almost thought I'd walked into the wrong shop.
You did, Vincent. Yours is next door. What happened to your morning rush?
Mrs. Castle just left with her chai latte. That was the extent of the rush, I'm afraid.
Did you hear the news? The town's got it out for you. They're putting up one of those chain coffee places down the street.
Bollocks! They would never allow such a thing.
The mayor's trying to drive tourists to our cozy little hamlet.
Tourists don't come to our cozy little hamlet. That's why it's cozy.
I told him that when he came in yesterday. He said it was time for Fiddler's Hollow to enter the 21st century, that everyone else in town was excited. Have you ever seen this town excited for anything?
They were excited when you moved in. Then they met you.
Something I can help you with, Mrs. Larson? Checking out, perhaps?
You checked out a long time ago.
I can't imagine he plans on replacing us all with Starbucks and McDonald's. Trudy would gouge his eyes out with knitting needles if he squeezed out string of pearls. What'll you do if one of those big book meccas opens on the main street?
Retire?
You're still a pup, even if you talk to customers like a grizzled lighthouse keeper.
Only the awful ones.
Who are?
Most of them.
You've been at this a while now. You can't hope to stay in business if you treat everyone like an inconvenience.
I'm the one who's inconvenienced. I thought running a bookshop would be romantic. People coming in for Plath or Updike. I'd finally have time to get in all those books I'm supposed to read before I die. Instead, all they want are tell-alls by ex-politicians, and here I am, inching closer to death, lucky if I'm awake enough to read a single page before bed. I didn't think this job would involve unjamming receipt tape and taking phone calls from internet-addled shopaholics.
For someone who hates people, I've always questioned your decision to open a business that caters to people.
Well, I wanted something peaceful and quiet, though if business doesn't pick up soon, the town may replace me with one of those big book meccas anyway.
Bring in authors. Do a reading. Maybe a signing. Or...
No, I told you. This isn't that kind of place. I sell books. I don't sell toys, or socks, or t-shirts with the name of the store on them. I don't do signings. I don't even bother with coffee or tea. I leave that to you, the expert.
And I'm grateful, but I could help you. We'd all be happy to. Trudy, Jim at the hardware store. The problem is, my friend, a lot of other places sell books. And socks. And toys. You're competing with the big box department stores and the internet. David and Goliath is a cute story, but it's just that. A story.
So they tell me. Apparently I should start selling the Kindle now. It would be more convenient for some lady who wants to run me out of town.
You could also be a little nicer to the customers.
That wasn't a customer. That was Andrew Carnegie in a dress.
It takes more than an encyclopedic knowledge of one's own inventory to sell a product people can order whilst they sit on the loo.
You've lived here for 30 years. Don't pretend you don't know it's a toilet.
You sound like Sharon.
Guess that makes me your work wife. Look, people don't come here because it's convenient. They come for...
Don't say customer service.
Well, I was going to say the clean loo.
I do.
You come to admire my sparkling toilet?
No, for the convenience. If I need a pack of sponges or a phone case, I'll look online. But my daughter reads so much more than I ever did, and you always seem to have what she wants. You can be an acquired taste, but I'll take a 10-minute chat with you over 2-day shipping any day of the week.
You sweet talker, you.
Give it some thought. My days may be numbered, but yours don't have to be.
Well, it's not like I'm qualified to do anything else.
Mate, you aren't qualified to do this. Look, you don't have to decide now, but there's not much one can do with an encyclopedic knowledge of one's own inventory when there's no inventory for one to sell.
I don't think you had enough ones.
Sounds like your cash register.
I'll think about it.
Do. We've known each other a long time, Edwin. We're a dying breed. Best we stick together.
Yeah.
Here, I'm all set. Did you know there's something dripping at the back of the store?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I can't see it, but there's a drip, drip, drip coming from somewhere back by the poetry section.
Must be a leaky pipe in my spotless water closet. I'll ask the landlord about it. Your total is $23.19, Mrs. Larson. You know, despite your daughter's questionable taste in literature and lack of any kind of organization, you both are my most loyal and favorite customers.
Looks like we're your only customers.
Which is why I am giving her this. Please ask her to take a break from her usual fantasy fare and give this a try.
Oh, Little Women.
Have you read it?
When I was in high school.
Take it. On the house. Consider it a commission for her sales the other day.
Can you afford to do that?
You're asking me if the future of my business hangs on this single copy of Little Women? Huh. Maybe it does. I hope Sarah likes it.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. I've never taken you for someone so nice.
It's not something I make a habit of. Just insert your card into the reader when you're ready.
I'm off to make a deposit at the bank. Can I get either of you anything while I'm out?
Some coffee from that new chain down the street would be nice.
You're a real arse sometimes, you know.
Yes, but it sounds so much classier when you say it.
Excuse me, my dear.
Sorry.
Welcome to Blue Cat Books. How can I help you?
I'm looking for someone. I'm not sure.
Well, you can tell me the author's name, and we'll go from there.
Is she okay? She seems lost.
She's standing right there, Mrs. Larson. Pretty sure she can hear a stage whisper. Miss, is there anything I can help you find?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be here.
Honey, are you in trouble? Do you need me to call someone?
No, I'm here to see. I drove all the way from Pennsylvania.
My condolences. Well, you're safe now, far from... What do they have there? Coal fires? Dennis Miller? It's okay. Dennis Miller can't hurt anyone anymore.
Ignore him. The rest of us try at least.
I was hoping I could find... She told me he was here.
Who? Who are you looking for?
My father. I haven't seen him in... ever. My mother said he left before...
Mr. Charles? Are you?
No. God, no. I mean, as far as I know, I only have the one son, but the late 90s were a crazy time, so...
My name's Lucy Hatton.
Mrs. Larson, your credit card is getting restless?
Oh, sorry. Hatton, you said? I don't know anyone by that name.
This is a pretty small town. Everyone knows everyone. It's exhausting. Can't say I've ever heard the name Hatton, though.
No, you probably wouldn't have. It was my mother's last name. My father's...
Edwin, I brought you a latte. I wanted to apologise for... two customers. Are you having a sale or something?
Vincent, this is Lucy Hatton. She's looking for a man named, I'm sorry, I don't think you ever said.
Vincent? Is your name Vincent Hughes?
It is. You said your name was Lucy...
Hatton.
That name. I haven't heard it in years.
Mr. Hughes, Did you know a woman named Bridget Hatton about 34 years ago?
A lifetime ago.
Then I think...
Oh my god, you're her father!
Really sucked the wind out of her sails there, didn't you, Maury? Blue Cat book. Oh my... I told you before, we don't sell the Kindle. Thanks for listening to The Shelf Life. Written, produced, and directed by Harry Marks. Edwin Charles was played by Harry Marks. Mrs. Larson was played by Sarah Blair. Vincent Hughes was played by Stuart Lennon. And Lucy Hatton was played by Melody Weister. For more information about the show, visit shelflifesit.com or follow us on Twitter and Instagram at shelflifesitcom. Be sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, and stay tuned next week for the further misadventures of one Edwin Charles, proprietor of Blue Cat Books, only on The Shelf Life.